Oh my gosh, it's another Percy Jackson review! Sorry for being super pumped, but it's time to review The Sea of Monsters. Another Percy Jackson book. The second Percy Jackson book, to be exact. So if you haven't seen my Lightning Thief review, this is the second book in the series, so it's more so going to be a discussion more than a review. Quick little review. I loved it. Writing style, same as always, great. And characters, even more developed. We get a new character in the series, Tyson. And, Tyson. Love him. But yeah, basically, if you want to see what I thought about The Lightning Thief, and I kind of convince you to read the series due to not spoiling, kind of introducing you to the story of Percy Jackson, I'll leave a link below, and you can check out that review. And because right now we're going to dive right into The Sea of Monsters. Okay, so first off, as I said, we are introduced to a new character, Tyson. And can I just say I love Tyson, and I love how he brings out like Percy's good side. Like, we all know Percy was a good dude and that he stuck up for kind of like the underdogs, but we didn't really see how he did it until we saw him interact with Tyson. And when these people were picking on him, we saw Percy stick up for him, and I thought that was really sweet, and I love seeing that side of Percy, even though, you know, we all knew it was there. It's just kind of nice to see it in action. And even though I love Tyson, I can so get where Percy's coming from as him being kind of annoying, because I have a little brother, and even though he's doesn't really act as young as Tyson acts, I mean, my brother is only 2 years younger than me, I can still understand how Tyson can be like kind of that annoying little brother that, you know, you love, you can't help, you know, he's just innocent, he doesn't mean to be annoying. Has this really like innocence to him. He doesn't really understand if he's being creepy or being weird or something like that. It's just the way he is, and he doesn't really understand. But you can't help but love Tyson because he's such a sweetie, and in the end he's really trying to do the best. Like, he's not purposely trying to embarrass Percy at all. He's just trying to be Tyson. So we start off with the nightmare of Grover going shopping for bridal dresses. Starts off very dark with like this monster that's chasing after Grover, and of course we can't do anything about it, and Percy's stuck in school, having to go to school. Last day of school and he hasn't gotten kicked out yet. Too good to be true. Because then we get to the school and he gets attacked by these giant cannibals who love baby cakes. Then, you know, as always, Annabeth steps in, saves the day. Gotta love Annabeth. She ends up getting them to the creepy taxi with the 3 sister things. That was kind of really weird, that eye thing. Ugh. Then we go back to Camp Half-Blood, the safe place for all demigods to be, and not worry about any monsters ever attacking. Except there's a monster attacking. So we get there, and throughout the fight we figure out that Tyson is indeed a Cyclops. Then later he goes on to be claimed by Poseidon. So, you know, we get to the whole embarrassing little brother thing, but at the same time, he's just like, ugh, it's so cute. So we find out that Thalia's tree is poisoned, and that Chiron's being fired, and Tantalus is taking over. And can't we just talk about Tantalus and how much I hated him? Like, who liked Tantalus? Did anyone? Show of hands? Nothing? Oh, that's a shocker. And especially Chiron's leaving made me really sad, and it made Annabeth sad too, obviously, because Chiron's kind of like an uncle to her, I guess. Not really a father, but more like an uncle. And that's really sad that Chiron had to leave. I was like, no, that's my teacher. It's like your favorite teacher leaving. It's not cool. So basically, their situation is pretty much shit. And Tantalus is gonna run things his way and just completely ignore Percy. And he annoyed the shiznit out of me. It really hurt me to see Camp like so twisted, just like Percy did. Like, this is his home. This is not how it's supposed to be. But then we figure out the quest for the Golden Fleece, and then, you know, Percy can't help but sneak away because, you know, you can't just let it go. Like, how can you? And in this kind of escaping thing, we meet Hermes, which was kind of interesting to see, you know, like Hermes like kind of like chilling. It's like, yeah, your son betrayed me. Almost tried to kill me. Yeah, kind of an awkward situation, but you know, Hermes is pretty cool. And of course, we also meet George and Martha, and I thought George and Martha were super cute, and I love them. And then we sneak onto Luke's ship, which is the Princess Andromeda. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but yeah, Luke's ship. And we meet the Hippocampi Rainbow, which I thought was super cute, how Tyson and Rainbow, like, were best buds. And then on the ship, we find out some things about Luke, and just how much Luke is turned around, which is kind of sad because I didn't see Luke betraying Percy in the first book. I don't know how I didn't see it, but I didn't. And seeing how much he just completely turned around to being a complete evil jerk really, really made me sad, and I can understand kind of where Annabeth is coming from, because I kind of liked Luke. He seemed like a nice guy. I mean, he was nice to Percy. It's sad, really, how Luke progressed throughout this series. But yes, we escape. We team up with Clarice, and I liked seeing Clarice like in action. She's very take charge, but she doesn't really want to listen to other people, and that's kind of annoying. It's kind of a character trait that she works on throughout the series. She wants to do things her way, and sometimes in being a good leader, you have to realize that even though you have to be like strict and saying, you know, what you want and not let anyone push you over, you also have to be willing to listen to others' ideas, because they might be the better choice. Because I was like, what are you doing going through these two monsters into the Sea of Monsters? Like, that just ticked me off. And then it got us separated from Tyson, and honestly, I knew that Tyson wasn't going to be dead, but at the same time it irked me so much. And then we get to Cece's island, and we figure out that she's like a sorceress. I honestly don't know like how Percy and Annabeth did not see this coming. Like, they knew something was wrong, but they kind of just like went along with it. Like, no, they're gonna do something to you, especially if you're already in the Sea of Monsters. This isn't normal. So yeah, I was kind of like, Percy, don't look into the magical mirror. You are perfect the way you are. Don't worry about it. But yeah, we get to see that even our great hero Percy Jackson is a little insecure. Don't let insecurities run your life, people. It's okay to have a zit on your forehead sometimes. I have one right now, but you can't really. There's a few. So then we get the whole setup with the fatal flaws and, you know, the sirens, and we see Annabeth's fatal flaw. We learn Percy's fatal flaw, that he's too nice. He's too loyal to his friends. He's just an all-around nice guy and believes that there's good in everybody for the most part. I enjoyed seeing sort of the weaknesses to the characters that we've like already knew, but still, it was nice to see, you know, they're heroes, but they're not invincible. And then Percy the human GPS gets us to the island of the Golden Fleece with the Cyclops. We find Grover in the wedding dress. We had Percy clinging to the sheep to get inside to the cave. And we had this whole nobody thing, which I thought was super funny. Kind of confusing at first too. It's like, who's there? Nobody. Nobody? I know you. Yes, you can know nobody, big Cyclops. And then overall, we get through the fight, Tyson shows back up, and then we're about to leave, and you know, we're going great, we're getting away from the island, and then Clarice starts shouting, and the Cyclops then sinks the freaking ship. Like, are you dumb, Clarice? Clarice is a cool character and all, but oh my gosh, sometimes she just needs to think. But in the end, we get away from it. And then I just thought it was really heartwarming when Percy gave the Golden Fleece to Clarice to finish the quest and save camp, and I thought that was super sweet. I mean, Percy he's a sweet guy. Let's just admit it. Everyone knows it. He's a sweet guy. And then we turn around and Luke is literally right there with a sword at his throat. That's what I like about Rick Riordan's books, though, is that, you know, you think you're done, you think you're all good and dandy, and then something happens and the book is not over yet. But we have this epic fight with the party ponies. I love those party ponies. Chiron shows up. I just love all the epic fights, and of course we meet Blackjack for the first time, which we don't know is Blackjack yet, but it is Blackjack. And then we get back to camp, and you know, everything's fine and dandy. We have the chariot races. Annabeth gives Percy a kiss on the cheek, and it's just so cute. Camp is just buzzing, going back to normal, and it's just so nice to see. But then we get another big bombshell at the end of this book. Like I said, it's never over. And then Thalia, who was in the tree, comes back. What? But yeah, that was our big bombshell, and overall, this book was just so good. I loved reading it again. It was pretty short. I think it is the shortest Percy Jackson book, but surprisingly packed a lot of stuff into here, and I flew through it. Loved it. Loved it. So anyways, guys, comment below. Tell me your favorite scenes, your favorite character. Did you like Tyson? And just let's discuss this book, because that's what I created this channel for, to discuss books. So as always, guys, have a great day, read a great book, and I'll see you all later.